What's going on? Excited to chat with you today. We are going to be talking about one of the most frustrating issues that we see in golfer swings, and that's as you take it, you stand up and you've gone to lessons and you have no idea how to fix it. We're going to go through the number one thing, the number one way to fix it. It's super simple. It's the most common issue that golfers have today. So let's get into it. But before we do that, if you do find this helpful, definitely please share this with your friends. Subscribe to the channel. We've got tons of content like this. This is one video in a number of series of videos of going through these things here on the science of golf performance with Par for Success. That is super helpful. So my name's Chris. I'm the founder here at Par for Success. I'm Golf Digest Top 50 fitness instructor, and I'm super excited to share this with you because this is kind of like a hidden secret that a lot of people don't realize. So if I'm taking, I got my 6-iron here, we'll shift to this camera here behind me, and as I'm taking the club back, ideally, right, you should stay kind of in posture, right? So in an ideal world, we'd come back, and as we come through, we're staying kind of down through the golf ball, right? I'm sure there's someone out there that's going to pick apart my path and everything. That's fine. I'm not a professional golfer. I'm not trying to teach you the golf swing. What I am going to teach you, though, what I am a professional at, is as you take it back, if you start to do this, stand up out of posture, we have a problem, and there's luckily a solution for that. The other thing that we'll see, maybe you're able to kind of maintain that position through the top of the backswing, but then as you come down, you kind of move your hips into the hand space and early extend through the golf ball, and that's either you're gonna slice across it or you're gonna duck hook it trying to save it with your hands, okay? So if you are early extending on the downswing, or if you're losing your posture on the backswing, kind of coming out of posture, there's a really simple test that we can do to see if the cause of that is because your thoracic spine is not moving, okay? Now we're gonna go through this test here right now. I want you to do it with me, wherever you're watching. Most of you are probably sitting down right now. So I got a chair behind me. I'm gonna sit down here. I'm gonna put my knees together. That helps me not to cheat. If you have a golf club, you certainly can hold the golf club. I'm not going to. I'm just gonna rest my shoulders or my hands on my shoulders here. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna test my thoracic spine rotation. That's where 90% of your rotation needs to come from in your spine. Your low back or your lumbar area only has 13 degrees of motion throughout its entirety. So that is not supposed to do a lot of the rotating. Unfortunately, when we run into back issues, a lot of the times it's because that upper spine isn't working and that low back just kind of tries to be the helpful neighbor and it gets screwed. So what we're gonna do is we're holding hands on shoulders, knees together. We're gonna rotate as far as you can to your left. And what we wanna see, sometimes the golf club is helpful if you're doing this at home. So if I'm rotating, right, I wanna see, if this would be about halfway, that's about a 45-degree turn. We want to see how far we can get, okay? Now, you got to get at least 50 degrees. So you got to get past that halfway point. If you are under the age of 50, you definitely need to be getting past 60 degrees. If you are 50, over the age of 50, we want to be seeing 50 to 60, minimum, okay? And obviously, we're going to test this both ways. So I'm going to turn, to the right as well, and I feel a little bit tighter going right. So you're going to, obviously, you can do this in front of a mirror. You can have somebody watching you to give you an idea of how far you go. The easy thing, though, is just, kind of, do I get halfway, fully, if I cheated, fully would be, getting totally where the butt of the club is pointing towards you at the camera, right? So halfway would be here. Can I get beyond halfway? You want to be able to get beyond halfway both directions, and you want them to feel pretty much the same. If you have a limitation one way or the other, that's a problem. That's an imbalance, and that's something that we need to fix ASAP, okay? Now, let's say you're a movement all-star. You're in phenomenal shape. You passed that test, and you're like, Chris, I passed that test, but I still stand up as I take the club back, or I still early extend. Well, that's when then we got to look at other joints, and that's where we look at hip rotation, we look at shoulder rotation. There's four main joints that we look at. And we're trying to keep this video relatively short, so we won't get into the details of that. But if you were one of these elite athletes who passed this test, and you're still, remember, just a reminder to recap, as we come back, if you're standing up, you can't stay in posture as you take it back. Or as you take it back, maybe you're good, but then as you come down, you early extend out into, hips going into hand space. If that's you, and you pass the thoracic test, then definitely right below in the notes here, there's a home assessment. It's totally free. It'll take you through the other 3 most important tests that you need as a golfer to make sure you can rotate. grab that test. It takes literally like 5 minutes or less. And then there's actually some power tests there based on all the research that we do here at Par for Success. We've got a database of over 4,000 people, so we've seen this a few times. But that'll help to give you kind of an idea of the types of things that potentially are holding you back in your golf swing. And you'd be surprised the number of golfers that come in that have been taking lessons and lessons and trying to fix, whether it's standing up or early extending. And then we look at their body and they're like, dude, your hips, your back, your spine, like it doesn't move. Like the only way you can swing the golf club, if you can't rotate, is to introduce up and down or to introduce side to side. So if you feel like you're struggling with those things, grab that home assessment below. Hopefully we enlightened some of you who struggled with this test here, and you can obviously grab that assessment below too. In that assessment, there's also a link. We're happy to chat with you live. It's totally free to kind of basically give you an idea of what you need to be doing to get to where you want to go in golf, whether it's playing the game for as many years as possible, gaining some yards, getting out of pain, whatever it is. We're physical therapists as well as strength and conditioning for golf. That's what we do. That's what we love. We eat, breathe, sleep it. And any way we can help you is great. So if you did enjoy this, please share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel below. We've got a lot of other great content like this. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.